This thing. Huge W for the 2K community. We're about to get into all that good stuff. Let me just let everybody know that we are live. The Discord community, no. Let Twitter know. Let me copy this joint right quick. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to their weekend. Lot to go over. We're going to talk about it. Let me just... live stream. Post that up. And I'll get to the chat in just 1 second. Let me just do what I gotta do here. Gotta take care of all these little things. There has to be an easier way to take care of all these little things you gotta do. Because we should be able to just go directly into the stream. All right, let's get to the chat, man. What's going on with y'all? Wagwan. Justin, the mailman, is up in here. You've been coming through consistently, man. You're on your way to a mod. What up, Scotty? Jonah, what it is? GB in the building. Happy Friday, y'all. Mr. Do That to you. Pause. Just started following you, he said. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the follow. What up, though? Young Hunted. Finally, 2K paid the price. Finally, 2K paid the price. For those of you who are new here, you haven't heard what's going on, I'm going to break it all down. 2K finally loses money. The 2K community finally stands up, stands together, and makes a change. You know, we can't communicate with 2K. It ain't like we could send an email. It ain't like we can make a video sharing our complaints. The only way to properly communicate to 2K is through your wallets, point blank, period. And I think we did that this year. So huge W for the 2K community. God bless you too, Jordan. Appreciate that, man. Our first small victory in the books. And it is indeed a small victory. And I'm going to break it all down to help you guys understand how small a victory it actually is. But still in all, it's a step forward, whether that be a baby step or a large stride. We can work our way up to taking large strides forward, man. I'll take the baby step for right now, and I'm going to break all of this stuff down to you. I'm looking for a jump shot from my 7-foot big with an 85. Interesting. I haven't been on the game in a while. I'm not sure what's working right now. You can come into our Discord. If you type !Discord, reach out to All City Wheezy. He help you out with a jump shot. All City, you have one of the biggest commentaries, one of the best commentaries about 2K out there. You're the man of the people. I appreciate you saying that, man. We all stand together. I can't do it by myself. You guys provide me the platform. It just is what it is. You guys share the platform. You provide me with the platform to speak my mind and look into this stuff. So we all do it together. We all empower each other, point blank, period. I'm not even trying to get dramatic here, but I wish more people fully understood this. Too many content creators with too big egos. And a lot of people just need to be humbled. And I'm not speaking about anybody directly. I'm just speaking about what I see out there in general. There's too many big egos on the scene. And of course, we're not going to move forward when everybody's trying to fight their way to the top. It's completely unnecessary. There's more than enough room to go around. There's more than enough money to go around. There's more than enough space on YouTube. We could all do this the right way, man. And whatever the right way is for you, that's what it is. What up, Midnight? What's good, Hoax? Taz in the building. Deuce say, yo, I'm an old head. Hell yeah. Yeah, you know, what a whack. You know, there seems to be the stigma on old heads. And I just saw a video, and I just want to throw this out there before we get into the topic of discussion today. I just saw a video of these two kids smacking on an old man who was walking his dog. And I understand the circumstance because, you know, as there's ignorant young kids, there's certainly ignorant young men. I mean, ignorant older dudes is what I'm referring to. And because you know, from where I come from, I've seen the ignorance come from dudes way older. And I've seen the ignorance come from younger dudes. But I got to thinking, and you know, because the old man, he's kind of out of shape. And I got to thinking, like, man, I've never been that type of person. In fact, I'm the dude who will help the old man across the street, help him with his groceries to his apartment, things like this. That's how we were raised, but not everybody is raised the same way. So I get it. And then when you see the ignorance come from these older folks, you understand why the younger generation has lost hope for older folks and they don't necessarily respect them as they should, because these older folks don't even respect themselves these days. And that's just fact. What I see a lot from older folks is that older folks are scared of this younger generation, forgetting that they're kids. Like they see a young dude. I don't care. He got a gun, he got a knife. I don't care what he got on him. He's still a kid. And although, I'm not going to be naive here, there's something different with the way in which you carry yourself as an older gentleman. There's something different with the way in which you carry yourself that lets these young folks, whether they're carrying man tools on them, but whether they're carrying man tools on them, there's something about certain older folks that these young dudes just know what it is. There's an energy that you give off. And I think some of the older folks, in their efforts to prove to be younger, these young kids' intuition pick up on that ASAP. Because with God's blessing, I have not ever had any issue with any younger folks trying to play around with me. Not ever in my life, ever. And I'm not saying that because I'm thugged out, but I'm just saying that because I lived. And one of the things that I've had that I developed the best where I was raised was my intuition. And you just know the people not to mess with. Like you just intuitively know, leave that man alone. But I think us older folks need to take that a step further. And I know I went off on a tangent here, but it's definitely an issue that I'm interested in because we need to embrace our age. We need to start embracing it instead of trying to be like these young folks. These young folks, they're supposed to find us weird. We should not have anything in common. If you're like 18 and you're in this stream, me and you, we should not ever have anything in common. So I think that's a huge issue here. And these young folks, they pick up on it, and they leave some of these older folks feeling embarrassed, and they don't necessarily want to embrace their age. I embrace my age, and I run circles around a lot of these young folks. Not saying that as a threat per se, but what I am saying is there's something that they pick up on from me intuitively to say, yeah, he's about that. Leave him alone, bro. And I think we need more folks like that. So if we want our voices to be heard and respected, we need to carry ourselves a certain way, because these young folks see it. They see right through us. So I wish more older folks embraced it, but it is what it is. Enough of that tangent. Sorry about that, y'all. These live streams could go anywhere at any given moment. McConstant, appreciate you being here. Typical 2K creator, don't spend money on packs, spends $500 on pack openings video. What up, Quante? You got a question? Sure, ask your question. Nice DJ, what's good, my G? All City Toonie in the building. Definitely stop playing this year. Appreciate you being here, Moski. You're probably one of the realest ones I've seen, if you want me to be honest. I appreciate that, man. There's a lot of real ones in the 2K community. Some folks are just misguided. That's all that is. I contacted the firm that's handling the class action. No response. Yeah, keep me posted, Lamboy. Hit me on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter or something like that. Or hit me in my Discord. You can type !Discord to join. I think Toonie just posted it. Glocks in the building. What up, Glocks? Ignorance is a choice. Tyrese said literally. Anthony Smith says super facts. You just took my respect for you to a whole other level. May God continue to bless you, bro. You real one. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all words. I know. There's the thing. A lot of creators, and I'm not comparing myself at all, but I think when I see someone leave me a comment like that, saying that I just took their respect for me to a whole nother level. What I see happening is them actually looking at the video, like they're on their mobile device, whether they're on desktop or anything, they're on their mobile device. Hear me out here for a second. And what they do is, I know when I'm looking at a video, I'm like, I have to go to the comment section. And then you click the comment section. And for me, it's still a little bit, I'm a old head. I'll embrace it. It's still a little bit complicated, So it's not like a smooth motion like it may be for a lot of you folks out there. So, what I imagine is you guys go on and you're watching the videos. Oh crap, word, I like that. Let me go to the comments and start typing this out. And I don't type fast on mobile device. A lot of you guys, that may be second nature to y'all, but I don't necessarily type fast. So what I imagine when you guys leave comments like that is that it's a much longer and more thought out process than just leaving a comment. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I truly appreciate you guys taking the time to leave that out. I know that was a long-winded, detailed way of seeing things, but I just wanted to share how much I truly appreciate when you guys do take the time to comment and share your thoughts on something that's empowering. Non-park smoke said 100% agree. You good, bro? It's a good topic. Quit playing 2K a while back, but still like watching your channel to stay up to date. Appreciate you, Sticks Gaming. Salute to you. Sticks also said, folks got to realize we all grown with responsibilities. It'll never be like 2K16 or 17 because nowadays I just look, it's 2K, but the community makes it tough to. I was reading that verbatim. Sorry, I lost track there. Frank said, I'm 28. My brother and not too many people your age out here speaking real like this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because it's real, yeah. I don't want to lose y'all here. We got a lot to talk about in this stream, but it is real. I see too many older folks fearing younger folks, and I'm like, what the hell you scared of, bro? Like, what is wrong with you, my G? That's a kid right there. You don't see it in his eyes? Yeah, but he could have a pistol. And what you talking about, bro? It's still a kid, my G. These older dudes be thinking like they finna beat a young kid that don't know it. And the main reason why is because me personally, we did bad things. There was a lot of us. We grew up in like a really large set of projects, and oftentimes there weren't things for us to do. So we did some bad things, but I always consider myself a good kid. Like I had these morals, these certain principles that I don't care what nobody said. I'll fight the homie who's asking me to do something crazy. Some things were just immoral. But what I'm saying here is that I always had this certain level of respect for older folks. And oftentimes you wouldn't see that same level of respect being delivered back, but that still didn't even give me a right to do anything stupid. It is what it is. Let's move on, man. Let's move on, because we'll start diving deep and then we'll forget about the 2K content. Feeling like Moses says, City, you're so transparent and honest. That's why you have our respect. I appreciate that, man. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. It is what it is. I wish we could have more conversations like this. If it was up to me, I'd make content talking about these topics all day. So if you guys allow me the room to do this on a live stream and still maintain viewership, this is what we'll do, man. And we can start moving on to different topics outside of 2K. I'm totally cool with that, B. You always keep it real, All City. Appreciate you, man. Been following you since 2019. ICJ said, I haven't bought Boost in like 2 weeks, and I can see your reasoning behind no money spent. The way 2K has treated the community has made me not want to put another dime into 2K. It goes, man. That's huge. W for the 2K community. Let's pull it up. Let's talk about it. Total net bookings. First of all, the title is Third Quarter Fiscal 2024 Financial and Operational Highlights. Total net bookings decreased 3%. First of all, let me clear some up because a lot of people may not even know what net bookings are. So I'll pull it up. Let me just get it. 1 second. I got it in my screenshots. Let me just pull it up here. Sidan Dara been a legend for 38 months. Appreciate you, Don. It says here, net bookings are the total revenue generated by a business for its products or services after all deductions and fees have been taken out. So get that in your mind, what total net bookings are, because they're referring to net bookings and it may throw a lot of you off. I already know a lot of us have like a short attention span. I get that. So when you hear net bookings, you're like, oh, this is not my cup of tea. Let me just get up out of here before they start getting a little too technical. So it's not that complicated. That's what net bookings are. So let's pull it back up. Total net bookings decreased 3%, and that went from 138. Matter of fact, 1.38 billion, and it dropped down to 1.34 billion. Now that may not seem like a lot to you until you understand the scope of what $1 billion actually is, and we'll get to the total amount that 2K has lost in just a little bit. But there's some that I wanna bring to your attention. Like it says, let me lock this so I don't have this red line going through my screen. Give me a second. I just need to lock it. Net bookings from recurrent consumer spending. Now, recurrent consumer spending means that it's microtransactions. So when you guys buy a VC or you buy a sweater at Swags, these are all microtransactions. Things like this. I gotta acknowledge this super chat. McConstant or MC Constant. The MC, oh, I see it. The MC is MC because I do music. Appreciate the shout out. Your takes all facts and you teaching people the way to move. Old heads on the come up. Please don't trip. 2000 Huff is $5. I'm in Europe. Appreciate you, MC Constant. My fault. I did jack that up. I saw the MC capitalize on the second go round. Dre the Great in the building. Yeah, it means they're losing money. Now, here's the thing, and it does mean they're losing money. This fact, it means that they're not meeting their goals, their projections, and they also can't compare. They lost money in comparison to this exact time last year. So that's definitely a W from the 2K community. Now, there's something like in between the text. If you read between the lines, you'll be able to learn something because it's been years already. Let me put this down while I talk to y'all. It's been years already that I have been letting y'all know, and I know it was hard to take in with no actual proof every time I say it. But I remember reading an article that explained 2K. This was, I think, in 2K19, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a little later, at the latest 21. But I had read an article and they explained that microtransactions had already surpassed in financial revenue the amount of money that 2K makes versus the base game sales. So that was way back when I read that, and I made videos about it. I constantly talk about it. I always bring it up, saying that 2K makes more money off of your microtransactions than the amount of money that they make from selling the actual whole game. I know that's hard to take in, but it's right here in front of you. Net bookings from recurrent consumer spending decreased 7%. Huge W for the 2K community. A lot of us slowed down the amount of money that we were spending. W. But this is where things get a little complicated, y'all. As you continue on, it says it accounted for 75% of total net bookings. Now, when we go back and we find out what net bookings are the total revenue generated by a business for its products or services. So that gives you an idea right there. If 76%, as it says here, accounted for 75% of total net bookings, but it's actually 76% of your GAAP, which it says at the bottom here, which I'll get to in a second. But 75 or 76, whichever way you want to look at it, you're rehearing that right. Their total revenue, three quarters of their total revenue comes primarily from microtransactions. Like when I read that, I said, oh my God, the last time that I saw that, when I read it in the article, it was something like 55-45. Like 55% came from microtransactions and 45% came from base game sales. Now, years later, when it's brought back up again, we find out that now the 2K's total revenue, the amount of money that they bring in, 3/4 of that, 75 to 76% directly comes from microtransactions. That means they own 25 to 24% of their revenue. 25 to 24% of the revenue comes only from base game sales. A lot of you guys are like, damn, they ain't making nothing about selling the game. They might as well give that joint free. I keep telling y'all, I think that's where we're headed. We're headed to more of a live service. When they see those numbers, come on. What company is going to see those type of numbers, seeing that 75% came from online? What company sees those numbers and is going to say, if only 25% of our revenue comes from the base game sales, why do we even got them in production? I think the good majority of the companies will think this way, and they'll eliminate the base game sale. You probably won't get any more hard copies. So hopefully that was a little enlightening to y'all. I know it was a lot to take in, but that's why I was saying, the W is truly a W for the 2K community. I believe it is truly a W. A lot of us have slowed down with just dishing our money out to 2K. And that was one of my personal main goals for the 2K community this year. And I was trying my best to lead by example. So the fact that we took a baby step forward is a W, but also the fact that the primary source, their primary revenue source, comes directly from us making microtransactions, buying VC, buying things in the game. It comes making bills. It comes from us. 75 to 76% comes after. Their main money comes after we purchase that base game. So, we just got to take it for what it is, a small W, and we got a lot of work to do going forward. Like, we can't just let it go. We can't just say, we got a small W, because 2K will make this up and make it seem like it never happened. Not to say that they will try and hide it under the rug. What I am saying is they'll make so much money the next quarter that to this quarter will be irrelevant. So let's get to the chat, because it costs more to make a build than what the game costs. 2K not having competition is the main problem. As much as people tried to hype NBA Live, 2K, the first sports game with open world, they just got greedy instead of building off previous games and listening. Deshaun McLean said, can you imagine how much money they would lose if everyone in the community went no money spent? Now, hear this out. Let's put that in perspective, y'all. Let's put Deshaun McLean's comment into perspective. If we know that 2K only generates 25% of their revenue through base game sales, and I'm not trying to beat you on the head here, but hear me out here. If we know that already 2K, in other words, 100% of their revenue used to come from selling the game. As the years have passed, they dropped 75% of that revenue selling only base games. 75%, yeah. We're now down to 25% of their revenue solely based off of selling that game, just selling the game alone. Now hear me out. If they're only making 25%, if every 2K player stopped spending recurrent consumer spending, microtransactions, if we all stopped, you know what type of hit that'd be for 2K, because they're no longer reliant on selling the base game. That's not where their money comes from. Their money comes from recurrent consumer spending, which I just outlined for you guys. So that's just huge in general. That means like a company like 2K could actually collapse. That's serious, y'all. If only 25% of their revenue comes from base games, if we all stopped microtransactions, if we all stopped it, that's serious. That company 2K, it's not my intention to bring 2K to their knees, but I would love to see the people get a W in this. I would love the gaming developers to truly give respect to the players' time, truly give respect to our dollar, truly give respect to the idea that gaming not too long ago, although it seems like forever ago, gaming used to be a wholesome thing to do. Gaming didn't tax you. Gaming was something that damn near everybody could afford. Now it's very different. And that's what I don't like about where gaming is headed. So if the people could get a W on this, at whatever cost, I say let's get it, because the future looks grim if we continue to let these big corporations, and I don't want to make it about big corp, but if we continue to let games that think they're larger than life conduct the terms at which we participate in their service, we're going to have some issues as consumers. We're going to have some issues as players. Money is infiltrating gameplay development to the point that these games are lackluster and they feel empty inside. That's why we're not getting nearly as much enjoyment as we once had with gaming. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being here. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because you guys could help us get one step closer to hitting 100K subscribers. It's a huge goal for us, man. You guys can make that happen. Big School said F2K's bottom line. Let's get to the comments, man. Let me scroll up. Fortnite is super successful because of the live service. All companies can learn from Fortnite, not just an in-game standpoint, but also from a customer business standpoint as well. I feel the exact same. Fortnite was a W from day one, and it's like people were reluctant. It was almost like people were reluctant to follow suit. But Fortnite said, "F it, we're on it, man," and they ended up taking over, and now everybody wants to follow along. EA needs to save us from these shackles of 2K. I gotta tell you that even if EA intended to come back and attempt to save us, I have no doubt in my mind, and I hate to say this because they seem to be the closest thing to a saving grace, but I have no doubt in my mind that EA will follow the same practices that 2K is pulling off right now. No doubt. I don't think it's EA. Like, I don't think EA is the one that's going to come save us because they're not going to leave money on the table just like any other one of these big corporations is going to leave money on the table. Check out ESG 24 Football. It's an upcoming football game coming out this year. It's going to be a great game. I won't say too much, but I think you should check it out. Appreciate that. Make out rule. A no money spent challenge, NBA 2K25. We'll do it again. We'll do it again for sure. And I'll help lead the way on that. I'll definitely help with the marketing and stuff like that for no money spent. Start encouraging more and more people to limit the amount of microtransactions. Don't be so quick to give it up. I know it's a hard task asking the 2K community to just stop microtransactions. So I say, hey, just try to cut it down. If you can, initially cut it down by a quarter. Because that's a huge task for a lot of people. Cut it down by 25%. And then next year, maybe go 50% until you're at up to 100%. 2K, Call of Duty, the only type of games you could turn to that don't end like story games. That's the only reason most people run back. If we got something different, 2K gonna listen to everything. Tell Bruce, stop buying new bills. Is what Gabriel Lopez said. I'll let him know. I don't want to miss Rose. Rose City said, much respect, big bro. Thanks for all of that. Thanks for all what All City does. Appreciate you, Rose City, USA. We got to go on Union Strike. That was 10 toes. They roaching like, I don't like Fortnite, but MF is stealing that battle pass idea, trying to get in their pockets. Tell them again, sticks, facts. AMG said, I haven't played 2K in weeks. 2K used to be the game I look for every year, but this year, although the game in itself is okay, the company of 2K seems to be showing their true colors. And man, the people are speaking. And I was so proud when I saw that, man. I had somebody send it to me, somebody who's a well-known figure in the 2K community sent that to me, and I was like, gold, bro. That was my exact response. Gold. Thanks for sharing. Because it's just crazy. I didn't think we would be here this year. I was curious to see where they were with sales. I'm also curious to see how they're going to flip this around. Now, one of the main issues that 2K had mentioned was because they didn't attack mobile as they didn't give the mobile side of things as much effort as they should have to prepare for this type of loss. Ironically, it was a week ago, or probably less, that they released that My Team mobile app, and it was a complete disaster, deleting a bunch of accounts. That's probably because they rushed it before this earnings call took place, and that was the exact excuse that Take-Two was going to use for the investors to say to be the reason as to why they lost money. They were going to have to report it. So in order to tell the investors during this earnings call, we do have things in place. You guys get a My Team app and you guys get your accounts deleted. Oh man, I'm telling you, if you follow the money, it tells you everything you need to know, bro. Just follow the money, my G's. Follow the money, man. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Where did that My Team app come from? Nobody heard about it. There was no whispers saying that 2K is coming out with a new app. The joy just came and dropped on the scene. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I didn't hear anything, and I do this. This is what I do. News. Maybe it's because I'm not in the My Team game mode. Maybe there's a different news source for them. But you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't hear anything about a My Team app until it dropped. It was that same week. Do they sell information too for opt-out option too? Yeah, so for, the idea is, all right, so there's another issue that I brought to people's attention. The city does feel lifeless. Your information and willingness to share made all of this possible, city. With more of your community going, no money spent, I want to believe that others will catch on and follow. We just, we just keep trucking, man. Keep chomping at the bit. That's it, and see what happens. If we're speaking in the best interest, and this primarily because you stay rooted, you stay grounded. The fact remains, there's the fact for me, and this is why I find I have such a big issue with this stuff. The fact for me is that if I grew up extremely poor. So if I was growing up in this day and age, the fact is my whole life would have been different, completely different, in the sense that I wouldn't have been able to get into video games. I was afforded that opportunity because of the era that I grew up in. If I grew up in this era, I would not be able to afford to point blank, period. I'm not playing with y'all. I wouldn't have been able to get the PlayStation. I wouldn't have been able to get 2K. Are y'all hearing me? And regardless of if you guys think that everybody plays 2K, I could tell you hands down, there are countless amounts of kids out there, countless amounts of grown men out there who dead seriously can't afford to play 2K. Dead serious, y'all. It's just too much money. You have to budget in that $70 for that particular month. You know how many people live paycheck to paycheck? I was watching a video just the other day of what's going on in New York City. And they said something like 63% of people can't afford a $500 emergency. Something happens, you get sent to the emergency room or something. An emergency that's where your car breaks down, that's worth $500 because people are living paycheck to paycheck. The inflation cost you see on 2K, that ain't happening on, like, our paychecks aren't getting inflated, bro. Imagine Unreal Engine making a basketball game far better than 2K. Woo, imagine. I won't allow my kids to play 2K. Salute to you, Rashu. Yeah, video games are they're hella expensive. City, the inside people of 2K wants to get us mad because this My Team stuff is totally new. Yeah. There was another instance that I wanted to cover. What was it that I spoke about initially? Let me bring up the screenshots. Give me a second. I'm pulling them up right now. I can't see the chat. And we'll go through it. Now, I know folks matter of fact, the homie asked me about opting out. We got a new terms of service agreement. February 28th is coming. Everybody's going to have to accept it. Otherwise, you can't play 2K. You won't have access to 2K if you don't accept these terms. That's not all. There was a portion in the My Team app that shared something very similar. And in case you guys don't know, I made a video about this today as well. Let me pull it up before I get to talking. Let me pull up a nice screenshot here. That's the opt-out. And I think this one is, the type of information. All right. Let me pull this up, man. Let me pull this up. Which one is this one? That's that one. And that's the net bookings. Let me pull this, browse. And I think it's this one, right? It's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay. Right, bro. The VC prices are crazy. Lunch over VC. Let me make sure I pull this up a little bit. Lower it. Salute to everybody who's in here, man. I appreciate y'all. We're going to talk about it, though. Because, there's people who want to opt out 2K sharing your personal data. And this is going to be a great live stream, by the way, for those who are new here. This is going to be a good one. There's a lot of information. We already covered a lot. We still got a lot more to cover. I'm going to be basically going in depth in more detail from the videos that I posted earlier today. So you could either watch this live stream or go back to one of those videos. But just like the terms of service, I think a lot of players in the 2K community were naive as to what information, what personal information 2K can actually collect from you and sell or share. And that's all in the agreements that you accept. You have an opportunity to opt out of this stuff, but you still have to accept the agreement and then opt out. It's on screen. The type of information we collect depends on how you use our services. Generally, we collect the following information: identifier / contact information, and that includes your name, username, gamer tag. But did you know that they got your postal address? Postal and email address. Did you know they got your phone number? They could share that, send that out. Unique IDs, mobile device IDs. Oh, wait a minute. How they got my mobile device ID? Well, I'll explain it to you guys. When you guys connect apps like that new My Team app that they just dropped, there it is, Brody. Go ahead and download that free app. There it is, Brody. A lot of companies, which I found out today, a lot of companies are just creating apps so they could get people on those apps just for their information. I found this out today. Just for your personal information. I'm going to break it all down, y'all. Platform ID, gaming service ID, advertising ID, and your IP address. If none of this means anything to you, your IP address tells you or tells them exactly where you are. Ironically, what's protected is the age and gender, protected characteristics. Your age and gender, but that's protected, bro. You could have my mobile device ID. You could have my postal address, my email address, my IP address, name, everything, my damn near my whole identity. But what's protected is my age and gender, B. Nah, bro. You can't have that, B. Commercial information, your purchase and usage history, and your preferences, including gameplay information. Now, I think a lot of 2K players are like, I thought that's all the information that they was going to get. My purchase and usage history, my preferences, and gameplay information. So when you think that 2K has your information, you're like, I don't care about that. They can have that. That's why I wanted to make the community aware. And this is common practice between damn near every major company. That's a problem. That's not okay. I hate that people, yeah, you definitely could use a VPN. Salute to you for sharing that, Englewood. But a lot of people don't even consider using a VPN. It's not even a thought on their mind, especially to get on 2K. This is why I'm bringing this stuff up. It's common knowledge for a lot of people, but people are stuck in their own worlds. Whether you have enough information, you're stuck in that world and you become ignorant to the idea that there's tons of people, millions of people who are lacking this information. So I speak about it like it's a brand new topic, because for a lot of people, it is a brand new topic. Can we get a fire emoji just to kind of, there's 200 in here. Can we get a fire emoji from the people who weren't aware that 2K was able to get your IP address, your name, your postal address, your phone number, and I think I covered everything. How many people weren't aware? Put a fire emoji in the chat if you were not aware that 2K was able to retain that information, collect that information from you, and share or sell it. If you are aware, don't put anything. But if you were unaware, please let me know. I like to let these things go for themselves. Look at all the fire emojis on screen. Let's put this down so you guys can see the fire emojis on screen. It's just to prove a point that a lot of people are naive. We don't think that we have to look at terms of service. Like it's not even, it's like a passing thought. You're going through everything in life, and it's hard enough in life to keep your information secure. A lot of us don't, we cover our pin pad, we go to the gas station, you rather go in than use the terminal, depending on which gas station you in. We work so hard to keep our information secure in IRL. The last thing we thinking is that when we get to 2K, we have to worry about this information. A lot of us are like, so what do they do with that information? What do they do? Like, why do they need my phone number, my IP address, my postal address? What in the world do they need all of that for? Armin said every company does it. And the question I propose to you guys is, just because every company does it doesn't make it okay. I think a lot of us, like, we could say, no, it's not okay, but every company does it. Like, are we serious, bro? Ain't nobody gonna get some balls, bro. Let me ask you something. You're gonna go, what happens to the dude? Let me ask y'all something. What happens to the dude that I walk outside my door, say I'm walking to my car or something like that, whatever. I'm coming out the gym or whatever. What happens to the dude that say, yo, homie, let me get your... Sorry, I was just thinking of, I can't be caught in that situation. What happens to the dude that say, yo, let me get your mobile ID, I need your name, I need your phone number, your postal. That conversation don't even end, bro. Like the dude won't get to finish talking. And a lot of us feel this way, a lot of us feel like, hell no, we're not giving no perfect stranger all of that information. The first thing that y'all think, the very first thing that y'all would think is identity theft. Well, you trying to identity theft me, homie? That's the first thing you would think. If a stranger came up to you in the street, I could care less if he was thugged out. I could care less if he had a suit, shirt, and tie. The first thing you're going to think is, homie, what are you trying to identity theft? Identity theft me. So why is it okay that because every company does it? It's the point I'm trying to make is, I understand we want these services and we use Hulu, we use Netflix, we play 2K, and a lot of these companies have this in their terms of service. It's past due time that consumers start standing up. And I'm going to break this down because these companies profit from your information. And that's where it becomes a main issue. I could understand if it was something different, but a lot of companies, their determining factor for success is primarily based in the information that they're buying from other companies about you. And I'm not just going to leave that statement there like it's just hanging there and y'all should hear what I'm saying. F that. I don't listen to none of what no other man says without doing my research, bro. So don't just listen to me. We'll pull it up because that's what we do. Don't just listen to me. We're going to pull it up. Let me get this. All right. What do companies do with our information, B? Transfer data into cash flow. Companies that capture data stand to profit from it. Data brokers is a thing. People who broker data. Or data service providers that buy and sell information on customers. It's risen, y'all. It's risen as a new industry alongside big data. Not only has it risen, it's created its own industry. Selling your information and companies buying your information. There's a reason why it's important. There's a reason why this even turned into a whole new industry. Y'all feel that? For businesses that capture large amounts of data, collecting information and then selling it represents opportunities for new revenue streams. Black and white, it says it right there for you. I have more. I put it in the video. You guys can go watch the video. I have more on that inside today's video. Because a lot of people are like, damn, what, they don't, it ain't that big a deal. Like I kept reading comments. Get used to it. And it is what it is. And why you making a big deal out of this? It's been like this. And I'm like, yo, are y'all crazy, bro? Are y'all crazy, B? No balls whatsoever. Just let somebody rip your balls. Your balls just started hanging. And you're gonna let somebody rip them right off from you. There's ways in which you can choose to avoid these things, like opting out. So you guys might want to consider that. You go to, I could pull it up. There's a Take Two Games, take2games.com/CCPA. That's where you would go. I appreciate you, Jim Blicky. Damn, 2K has become a legal scam. And you know, I just want to, you know, I'm not, hopefully you guys understand. I'm not talking to y'all. I never want people to feel like I hate when people try to talk to me. I like people that talk with me. So I don't ever want to give that off to y'all. That's why I try to read the comments and we can keep a dialogue going. He said, "Oh, Old City is on the verge of breaking down the Matrix." nah, but it's. I think we just need to be more aware. We give out our information way too freely, y'all. Way too freely. Now, all I need y'all to do, and hopefully this will resonate with y'all, whenever you come across those agreements and things like that, make sure that it's a service or a product that you truly find valuable enough to sacrifice your info. Don't just go all willy-nilly handing out your info. The reason why I'm saying this is because what you're doing, not only are you buying that product by accepting, and you accept those terms and whatever, and then you go purchase that product. Not only are you doing that, but you're also giving them information for that company to become more prosperous and generate more revenue. So if you feel the company is worth it, by all means, because it's like everybody's pretty much has the same thing now, especially large corporations. They have this, so it's almost like we feel like it's a given. We got to give them our information, and we're losing sight here. That's exactly how you lose your power, bro. That's exactly how big businesses run things, and they could run things to the ground. So, with our little ways, just like in our little ways, we was able to generate a loss for 2K by talking with our wallets. It's little things to kind of take a little bit more time before maybe you won't sign every single agreement that gives away your information. And that's a W. If you're able to just be aware. Badge is going to send out an opt-out notice to 2K and he's going to post it on X. Yeah, Badge just hit me up. Yeah, Badge hit me up about that earlier today. Salute to the homie Badge Plug. He was asking if I was going to do it. He was asking me to process. And he wanted to clear some things up. But yeah, he asked if I was going to do it. And I told him most definitely. I will be opting out. Hopefully a lot of you guys will be doing the same. And it's dope for a creator like Badge Plug to even consider that. Anyway, I'm not even going to, I'll leave that surprise for a future date. But yeah, you have an option to opt out. We have options, y'all. It's just a lot of the times we're too lazy to pursue those options, and the companies that provide the service that we want, they put that obstacle in place for a reason. They're banking on your laziness, is what I'm getting at. And the laziness literally could include just one step. A lot of people, we're so, what the culture that's coming up now is, a short attention span, and we just want to get to where we're going as fast as possible. And a lot of us just end up going nowhere fast. As you guys see, there's always setbacks. So maybe we just kind of slow down a little bit. Slow down, my G's, because there's ramifications for this stuff. There's definitely ramifications for this stuff. And we may not see it like right in front of us, but trust and believe it affects us as a whole. And a lot of us don't. A lot of people are like, well, we don't care about the whole. I only care about me right now. And I get that, bro. I get that. You working so hard. You like, it's my time. I only want to care about me. All I'm saying is fall back a slight bit, as with any decision that you intend to make in life. Fall back, analyze it a little closer and see what it means. Because I'm sure if a lot more people looked at that, exactly what I posted here. What was this here? No, that wasn't it. But if they looked at those the information that 2K collects from you, they've been, hold on a second. That question would have been posed to the 2K community. Why do they need my mobile ID? Why do they need my postal address, my phone number? Hold on a second. That's a little too far. We would have been talking about it. You think everybody is gonna want to sit through reading all those documents? There's key points. They lay it out in a particular way, and as you continue to read them, it's gonna become a lot easier to read these things. It ain't like they dead seriously trying to hide things from you. That's not the point of this. It's really just to cover their behinds in case things go into like civil matters. If you start learning the formats to which these things are laid out, it becomes a lot easier to sift through, and you won't need to read through every single page. We got to a point where no one is safe anywhere. Even in a video game, you could still be hunted and targeted. I'd boycott games if they weren't the reason I'm not a psycho. Facts. Say it again. You said New Jack City stuff, Peggy. I didn't see that. Let me see. Did I miss that many comments? You have a pile of marbles and just keep taking one at a time. It's only one. That's not a big deal until you look at your pile and see all your marbles are gone. Yeah. I didn't buy 2K this year for the first time since 2015. I don't play 2K and honestly feel like I don't miss much. Well, it's been that long, 2015. Yeah, you're good money for sure. It's a lot tougher for the folks that have come into the microtransaction era, because it was 2K18 when it started within the community. I'm talking about the community culture. Microtransactions are here, but then it starts about maybe closer to 2K19. It was towards the tail end of 2K18 that you started seeing more people boosted up. And we're not long in this process. It ain't like it can't change, but woo, how quickly the community just adapted to spending way more money is insane to me. If anything, I thought the 2K community want to be one of the first communities to stand up against these type of practices, but instead we just dove right in, B. It's crazy. Jeremy said, I'm also opting out. F that ish. Yeah, I got a gigabyte, but downloading 200 gigs is too much wear and tear on my SSD just to rage quit 2K. Yeah. But to be clear, the opt-out is only for us U.S. citizens. They did mention different regions. Different regions, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there's two separate opt-out notices. So like the My Team Mobile app, the My Team Mobile app had some portion on there, which I described in the video, and how you could opt out by going to take2games.com/CCPA. But then there's also the written notice. So there's the arbitration agreement that you guys are accepting with the new terms of service, pretty much saying that you can't take 2K to court. Everything will be handled through a third party arbitrator. You relinquish that right. And there's one way to opt out for that, and that's through a written notice, and you have to send it to a particular office, which I have in the videos as well. We've gone to a point where I read that. 2K is saying you will not have any access to online play if you do not accept the terms. So not if you accept the terms. So if you do not accept these terms of service that are coming out February 28th, then you're not going to have access to the game you already paid for. And in case you guys are wondering, hold on, I know a lot of you guys are like, hold on, I'll sue 2K. Negative. Kochi, is snow going down. That's the whole reason why we're even talking about the terms of services. They could decline you access and you can't do nothing about it, my G. Nothing. There's nothing you can do, man. 2K is not liable, Kochi. It's in the terms of service that you've already signed right now. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being here. People got short attention spans and just want to go as fast as possible, which just leads to you going nowhere fast. Appreciate you, Ambidextrous. You guys are able to clip. I just want to remind y'all, there's an option to clip. And if you clip, I put the community clips at the top of my YouTube channel. So if you find something interesting that you like, you can now clip it, and then it'll say clipped by you. on my homepage on my YouTube channel. It's at the very top too. The section is at the very top so that everybody could see what y'all like and dislike, things like that. We as a 2K community. Currently 3 states in the US. Yes, thank you for sharing that because I read that earlier today. Yep. Currently 3 states in the US have 3 different comprehensive consumer privacy laws: California, Virginia, and Colorado. Yep. I read that all today. Interesting stuff. Yo, City 2K vet, this might be my last 2K, bro. Real talk. I don't blame y'all, bro. I don't blame y'all not one bit. If things change, I'll be sure to update y'all. I don't think this is my last 2K, but I could tell you in regards to like enjoying 2K, I think I'm so far away from that. I may get it so I could keep you. The best way to keep you guys up to date with gameplay is for me to go through it myself. This is why I'm able to speak passionately about the things that I experience on 2K, is because I'm a gamer first. I'm not just speaking out my behind. So I think it's important, whether it's a good game or a bad game, it's important that I get it just so I could go through what some of the other people are going through. Been sliding on Call of Duty and been happy as F. So even if you don't opt out, you can't sue. Yeah, you can't sue. Yeah, if you opt out, you could hold on. Excuse me. On the notice, if you opt out. First of all, there's for the arbitration agreement. Now, the arbitration agreement is basically saying you'll go through a third-party arbitrator called JAMS. It's an acronym for something longer. I can't remember what it stands for, but it's called JAMS. That third-party arbitrator will then handle the dispute between you and 2K. And I imagine a big reason as to why that happens is, one, to keep things out of court so there's no case filings and there's nothing that other judges could refer back to. It was handled outside of court. But if you do opt out, I imagine you have the opportunity to pursue legal action against 2K through the court system. That's the whole reasoning behind opting out of the arbitration agreement. So you don't need to be held to that agreement any longer. So I appreciate you sharing that and allow me to clear it up. If 2K gave us more control as consumers and made the gameplay more like in the past, 2K15, 16, 17, we would be all right. It's not that hard. That's how I feel too. It's not that hard, man. Everyone have a safe weekend. True, you too, man. Hope you have a safe weekend. I'm not effing with 2K mainly because of Gym Rat. That's what Harvey Sanders said. I think 2K can be fun, but it's fun from a distance now. It doesn't have the same culture. And I've been trying to, a lot of the stuff we're seeing come to fruition that I've spoken about years ago. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back, but I'm more so thinking like, okay, I'm seeing 2K. I get it. Although I may be, is basic stuff that I think a lot of us end up seeing, but we don't really have nobody to talk to about it. Just understanding business in general, like, hold on, where's 2K headed? Are they going toward live service? All right, let's find this out. How do we know 2K is headed toward live service? What allows me to develop that theory that 2K may be headed in the direction of live service? I'll give you guys a perfect instance. Fortnite, extremely successful. 2K has been trying to copy Fortnite since 2K18, where they sent out those emails asking players what made them leave 2K, because there was a mass exodus on 2K18. Fortnite was one of the reasons in a checkbox. Did you start playing Fortnite? Was one of the reasons in a checkbox. It was like a multiple choice type thing. So, they see what companies like Fortnite are doing. Of course, they're going to head that way. So then we need further validation. We need to validate this theory. How else can we do that? Well, we found out today that only 25% of their revenue comes from selling the base game. In other words, if 2K completely eliminated recurrent consumer spending, microtransactions, if that got eliminated, that whole platform got eliminated right now, 2K would collapse on itself right now. Like within a minute, 2K, I'm dead serious, y'all. They wouldn't last the day. It would dead seriously collapse on itself within a minute. You say, well, it's only 25% of their revenue comes from selling the base game. There's your answer, y'all. These are theories, these are working theories that we could come to very easily. Just follow the money, do a little bit of research, and you're like, oh crap. Only 25% comes from the selling the base game. Oh crap! True Hall of Fame bills with a $5 super chat said that's why supporting us in our channels are important. Playing other games and supporting those streams as well. One created to another. I support you. Appreciate that, True Hall of Fame bills. Yeah, man. I really appreciate that you sharing that. But it's facts, man. I don't forget, that the I like organic traffic is what I'm getting at. I like people to want to be here. Uh, it's always been my thing. It's always been, hey, if homie, you don't need to be here, bro. Uh, so organic traffic is huge to me, and I think that comes with time for a lot of creators. They keep seeing your face with each passing year. Um, and in order to develop that organic traffic is because you've done built relationships. You get what I'm saying? As the years pass, you build more and more, and bam. I want to go back 2K17 again and have fun. Yeah, facts. I remember those days. It was fun. Deshaun McLean said you should write a book for the masses. You're dropping more knowledge, logic, and common sense than a lot of schools out there. Uh, See, I truly appreciate you saying that, Deshaun McLean, but sometimes I hate that because I really appreciate comments like that, but I know where I am. There's nothing that inflates my ego and say, word, I should drop a book. I'm like, hell nah, I ain't got the vocabulary for no book. And I know you could get an editor, but I ain't even interested in the process. Other 2K, you got other creators, they'll be they'll be lying to everybody saying I done published 6 books just because somebody left a comment saying you should drop a book. The egos on some folks are crazy, but I truly appreciate the sentiment, man. A law firm is asking people to file individual arbitration against Comcast Xfinity for their recent data breach. The law firm will then file mass arbitration against them. I'll be doing it. Interesting, Midnight Howler. Yeah, that's how it would have to go. At least that's what 2K wants to happen, that everybody will file individual arbitration because the new terms of service agreement doesn't allow any type of collective action held against 2K. That's this new matter of fact, excuse me. It's in the current terms of agreement, but you guys have an opportunity to sign this new one or opt out. So you're getting another opportunity to opt out of this terms of service agreement. And get started. He will have a book within a year. But not many people are going to start spending on 2K because they don't care. And I don't blame them. This is what people get things twisted. I feel strongly about this stuff, right? So, and hopefully you guys kind of respect this the same way, because I respect everybody's choice in the matter. Like, we got to respect the gamer's choice, one, because we're not living their life. That's just facts. And the fact here is that gaming, for a lot of men out there, for a lot of people, not even men only, it's for a lot of people, it serves as an escape. And sometimes that escape is more valuable than $1 to them. So what I mean to say is that, yeah, some people don't care. Maybe they may be super financially set, so they don't need to worry about. They got lawyers to handle that stuff in case anything arises. But for a lot of people, they don't care. One, it could be just a lack of knowledge, and two, it could be, hey, homie, it is what it is. Respect me, bro. I want to play the game. Otherwise, I'm gonna spaz out when I go on my way to work. You get what I'm saying? So, I just respect them. My goal here is to make people aware, and there's no obligation on anybody's behalf who's actually hearing this stuff and receiving this stuff to commit to any sort of action. I respect it. Just hear it out and know. And I think that formula is good because, we've been spreading awareness about microtransactions for a while now. And it was this year that I decided to, in my own little way, lead by example and say, hey, no money spent, bro. And I cut way more than half of the money that I spent from last year. I say, sometimes we got to lead with action. What's up, All City? How do you feel about Zens and Titans? You can do whatever you want. Yeah, 2K is done for. Zens and Titans, it's unacceptable, man. I've never been a fan of the cheating devices, but hopefully these dudes know that they are ruining the experience for a lot of players, and hopefully they just find it like some sort of novelty thing where they just get people upset, because a lot of people just, they get their kicks off of getting people frustrated. So for instance, we came across a Zen this year, right? Or a Titan 2, whatever it was. We came across a dude that was cheating. And you can tell, like, it was so clear as day obvious that he was cheating. And he wanted the ball. And he was so antsy, like, give me the rock. I need to use this Titan. Like, you could tell that was the energy that was going on while we're double and triple teaming him. So I told my team, hey, no more defense, bro. Like, straight leave them on the other side of the court, bro. They got the game anyway. The game is over with already. They got it. The dude can't miss. Hey, no more defense. When they bring it down, just stay on the opposite side of the court. What do you think? How you think the cheater feels about that? You think he's gonna get his kicks now? You think he's gonna feel good shooting a wide open shot every time? Well, he will probably wonder, why the hell did I even buy this thing if I'm wide open? Of course, I'm gonna hit a wide open shot. His thrill will come with hitting contested shots. So we took that away from him. This was another time. This was another time. This wasn't the same dude that I made a video about, but this was one time after that. It's the only 2 times that I've experienced cheaters. I won't say 2K is done for, but I can say a lot of people are opening their eyes to their BS, even content creators, and respect that. Yeah, facts, man. I think it's the same thing. I think we're a long way till we get the results that we really need as a community. But man, what a W. What a W to see it. It gives me hope. It's like, yeah, man, we can't just let stuff like this go by, bro. Mm-mm. I'm done. Agent predicted this 4 years ago. Fact. Salute to Agent. When I was starting YouTube, Agent was one of those dudes, man. Always speaking facts. He's one of the dudes that actually led me toward the idea of gameplay. Just go live with the camera on. Just put the camera on and go live and speak your piece. It was from me watching Agent. But you got to speak your truth. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to speak your truth. You can't be. Some people are entertainers, but I'm not an entertainer, so y'all will see right through it. What up, Slim? Wagwan, Wagwan. Y'all would see right through that if I was trying to entertain y'all. I'm not an entertainer. You'll see it all in my face. I'll try to do a backflip and then want to punch one of y'all in the face. Y'all see that. Y'all see the anger in my eyes trying to entertain y'all. So it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for me. He still whipped my behind and showed me he had a Zen in the PlayStation chat. Fear God said, I don't want to play 2K24-01. Someone literally, I was playing current gen, and man in game chat said he was using a Zen to win games with post hooking and 3-pointers. And he won a 1v1. He wanted to 1v1 you. I got you. This 2K talk, who trying to run Park? Joel say he trying to get out there and Park. How do y'all feel about Park? Is Park still popular for y'all? I read a comment that said, yeah, 2K should create a whole separate game mode for their most popular game mode, the Park. I said, what? Park hasn't been popular in I don't know how long. Yeah, to opt out, I have it in both videos, yeah. Hey, there's 2 ways to opt out. You could either send in a written notice, which I have on the video for opting out of your arbitration agreement, and then to opt out of 2K using your personal information, you guys could go to take2games.com/CCPA. What up, Shadow? What's going on, man? I don't think they're playing with Zens. I haven't been on the game in a minute, but I don't think they're out there. I haven't heard crazy stuff about Zens. More in the comp scene. Yeah, they saying Park is dead. Park is probably the best mode, is what Tyrese said. Negative, Coachy. I highly doubt that. I played Park this year. That joint was terrible. Yeah, Record seems to me the most popular game mode. I could be mistaken, but Park is dead. It needs to have no squad Park option. It's tough with randoms out there. Facts. Yeah, I think the neighborhood would serve better. It allows people to be seen. You feel what I'm saying? Like, one thing we all knew, as soon as we saw the gathering of like 4 or 5 heads in like a weird area, it was like, hold on, somebody here. Who's here? And I don't think 2K realizes that. That's exactly what we would do. Yo, there's a crowd walking around. Who's here, yeah? Who's that? And then everybody gets off the dots to see who it was, and then the crowd starts getting bigger. Park is popping. We have Mo Buckets out there. There you go. Salute to the homie Mo Buckets. All Clutch TV said, "What news now? What did I miss, All City?" Oh man, we covered a lot. We covered a lot. I will recap before we hop off. Entertain me when you look dead in the camera and say something that threw me completely off, and it took a while for me to register what you said. You know, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. And maybe it's my accent. I'm from New York, but outside of New York, in New York, it's like people know I'm Puerto Rican, and people kind of know you're going to talk English. But outside of New York, I give the same look because oftentimes when I'm talking to whoever I'm talking to, I'm looking them dead in their eyes. It's just my upbringing. So oftentimes I'll say something like, I'll say, go to a register. Yeah, how much is this? And I'm oftentimes look them dead in the eye. And for some reason, they can kind of get caught up, one, with the eye contact, and it doesn't allow them. It's so weird, bro. It's happened too many times to me. It doesn't allow them to register the words that are coming out of my mouth. It's almost like their reaction to me seems like they're anticipating me talking Spanish or Arabic or something. Like I'm supposed to be, like when they look at me and my mannerisms, I'm supposed to be speaking a different language. And they'll look dead at me. They're looking at me right in my eyes, and I'm saying, and then, hold on, repeat that again. I'm like, hold on, what? You were just looking at me dead in my eyes. I know you heard me. Oh, it's so weird, bro. Need to speed the game up too. Park too slow to be fun like it used to. Yeah, I think they need to speed the game up. He said they in love. Parker's just the ball handler running around the court. Yeah, this probably, it's always been like that. Man, I used to love Park. Park was the only game mode that I used to run. I send you a link on X about the European rules on contracts and consumers. I'm almost certain. I'll check it out, Hoax, but I'm almost certain I read it. I'll double check though. I did a lot of research today. Green Lantern Gaming, All City, thanks for repping the Orlando Magic in one of your previous videos. Hell yeah, Green Lantern. Appreciate you being here, man. I got quite a few jerseys that I don't normally put on. Mainly in the, so I'm going through my fitness journey, a lot of you guys know. And I want to make sure that when I put on one of those jerseys without a shirt underneath, that I'm straight, B. And maybe dudes who are going through the same process understand what I mean. But yeah, I want to make sure that that's good. And maybe I'll start wearing them. By the summertime, I should be all set. I got quite a few months to get exactly where I need to be. This is refreshing. Not long ago, the community was arguing about sim versus comp. Tell them again, Inglewood, right? It wasn't too long ago. It's crazy how the topics just change. And I prefer these type of topics as well. The comp versus casual scene, that's just entertainment. I don't really have much of me invested into those because that's not how I play 2K. We don't judge anybody when we play in 2K. You don't want to be butt cheeks playing around me. I expect you to have at least the basic level aptitude, but I'm not you got to be calm in order to run. Or I don't hold. I just want to have a good time, chill with people with good vibes. He said, I don't know how people play Rec is the most boring gameplay for me. You must be young, Joel, no? Joel must be really young. I used to think the same way, by the way. I was only a park player and you couldn't get me into the rec center. But nowadays, it seems like the good majority of people run the people, especially who used to fill the parks, seem to be filling the rec center before the park. He said rec can be too long too. All Rip City. Yeah, well, you know, one of the goals, if you guys don't know, one of the goals is I may consider creating a fitness channel and sharing this fitness journey. And helping you guys learn everything I did. But, you know, I want to make sure I have the results to show you guys. so that you guys understand, the work involved. And I'm doing it. You see me here live every day. So you guys get to see the whole process. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that. I just want, by the summertime, we'll have a better idea of where we want to go with it. Maybe I'll talk to Planet Fitness. There's another gym that's close by. If not Planet Fitness, there is another gym that's close by that already walked me through. They asked me what I do for a living, and I shared with them, and they said they have a space for content. On particular nights, they shut it down solely for a content creator, so the lighting is set up differently, so it's more optimal for a content creator and all that good stuff. So I may consider that. We'll see which way we go with it. I actually don't have a Super Bowl pick. I haven't paid attention to sports in quite a while. Sorry about that. Tony Livingston asked which one is my Super Bowl pick. I don't have one. I've been so disengaged from watching sports, and I don't want to get too complicated on y'all, but it's for more than the lack of interest. I should say. I'll say it like that. It's not just for lack of interest. There's something that I find wrong about it, but we're not even going to get into that. That just gets too complicated. 2K nowadays feel like an under. I don't got nothing against sports, by the way. I can sit back and watch ESPN, but I can't watch sports like that. Game with all these in-game problems is 2K nowadays feels like an underdeveloped game with all these in-game problems. It's been how long? And we're still here calling them out on their BS while they keep avoiding accountability. Well, this time around, they weren't able to avoid accountability. Whether they wanted to acknowledge it or not, they are financially accountable for that loss of revenue. So whether they like it or not, the 2K community stood up and they hit them. Pull it up. No. With a $91.6 million loss. Woo! Put a dollar figure on it, huh? Let's pull it up so that you guys can see it highlighted, because maybe you guys are like, hold on, what is he looking at? Let me pull it up so you guys can see it highlighted. Okay. GAAP net loss was $91.6 million. Compared to the $153 million that they had the last time around this year in the same comparable period last year. Comparable period last year. Ooh-wee. All it took was like little adjustments from a lot of people. Just like 2K can make $1 million off of a million people making a $1 microtransactions, the same difference can be made if we just kind of limit what we did last year. Woo-wee. And for those of you guys who don't know, I'll pull it up this one here with the highlighted. If you're just tuning in, this is the third quarter fiscal 2024 financial and operational highlight. They had an earnings call with investors yesterday at 4:30 p.m. Total, was it yesterday or was it today? Hold on a second. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I think I spoke about it. Total net bookings decreased 3%. And in case you guys don't know what net bookings are, that's every product and service. That's the revenue for every product and service that 2K offers. Well, this is Take-Two's earning call. Total net bookings decreased 3% from 1.38 billion to 1.34 billion. And net bookings from recurrent consumer spending, which is a fancy set of words for microtransactions, that decreased 7%. But like I mentioned earlier, it's a W for the community, but hopefully we could kind of gauge how small a W this is for us, because still in all, our microtransactions made up 75% of their total revenue. Not the base game. Our recurrent consumer spending that you made after you bought the base game, has made up 75% of 2K's or Take-Two's revenue. It says also here, let me pull up another image that has this portion highlighted, because this kind of important too. Let me see if I have this portion highlighted somewhere. I'm almost certain I do. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one, right? Let's pull that one up. GAAP net revenue decreased 3% to 1.37. No, that wasn't it. Was that it? No, hold on a second. Yeah, that wasn't the one. I thought that was the one that I wanted. That was a point of reference, but that wasn't necessarily the one that I wanted. Let me see what this one says. We got that one. I already did that one. Give me 1 second, yeah. Because there's one that I want to cover. Maybe this one. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Recurrent consumer spending decreased 7%, accounted for 76% of the total GAAP net revenue. But this is where things get crazy, because I know a lot of us are like, mind you, there's Take-Two. There's not solely 2K. There's Take-Two explaining to their investors what's going on with their money and what's going on with their games. The largest contributors to the GAAP net revenue, 76%, is primarily made of your microtransactions. The largest contributors to the net revenue, first on the list, were NBA 2K24 and NBA 2K23, along with Grand Theft Auto and a lot of other games. But I found, because a lot of people would think right away Grand Theft Auto. At least that's what I would think. But for Take-Two to put 2K, 2 iterations of 2K, might I add, 2 iterations of 2K first on the list as their largest contributors to their net revenue, I thought that was pretty interesting. That you guys are carrying Take-Two. Yeah. The microtransactions, I'm not blaming y'all. I understand. We went through this. If you're new here, maybe rewind the stream. I'm not blaming y'all per se, but I want y'all to be aware that we are carrying Take-Two through the money that we spend after we buy that game initially. Their system is so good. The system that persuades you to generate a microtransaction is so good in place that it currently makes up 76% of their revenue. Only 25% comes from the actual base game. Food for thought, y'all. Concern is, how long will this last? Will this just be a flash in the pan and only happen once? Or will we have a community keep this up and take more money away? I'm not exactly sure. That's to be determined. It's a good question. It's definitely a good question. But on that note, y'all, we finna wrap up this stream. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Wishing y'all all a safe and blessed rest of your Friday evening and an even better start to your weekend, man. Y'all be easy. I'll catch y'all in the next video or live stream. Later, y'all.